Melody Shari is stepping into a brand new chapter of her life, and fans cannot stop cheering for her. This is more than just a moment of celebration, it feels like a transformation, a season of joy that so many people have been waiting for her to experience. After everything Melody has gone through in recent years, seeing her shine again is not only inspiring, but also deeply emotional for those who have followed her journey from the very beginning. When you think about Melody Shari, one of the first things that comes to mind is resilience. Her story has been filled with ups and downs, triumphs and challenges, and moments where she had to fight harder than ever to keep going. Yet through it all, Melody has stood tall, showing the world what strength really looks like. Now, she is entering a time where joy is not just possible, it's overflowing. This new chapter is unlocking opportunities, blessings, and happiness in ways that her supporters say she truly deserves. Fans have always had a close connection with Melody. From her appearances on television to her entrepreneurial moves, people have watched her grow, change, and redefine herself over the years. But what makes this moment so special is that it feels like she is finally at peace. She is no longer fighting battles from her past, she is embracing a future that's wide open with possibilities. And that's something her fans are celebrating loudly across social media, praising her strength and sending her love as she steps into this brighter chapter. This transformation didn't happen overnight. For a long time, Melody had to push through obstacles that many of us can only imagine. Her life has been under a microscope, with personal struggles often playing out in public. Yet rather than letting those moments break her, Melody chose to use them as fuel for her growth. Each challenge became a stepping stone, each disappointment a lesson, and each setback a chance to rise even higher. That is why this new season of joy feels so rewarding, not only for Melody herself, but also for the people who have supported her along the way. Social media is buzzing with excitement about Melody's latest chapter. Fans are sharing messages of encouragement, writing comments about how proud they are to see her thriving, and reminding her that she has always been an example of grace under pressure. For many, Melody's journey is more than entertainment, it's motivation. They see her as proof that no matter how tough life gets, joy can still be found on the other side of struggle. And that message is resonating more now than ever. One of the most powerful things about Melody's story is the way she continues to inspire people. Her supporters aren't just happy for her because she's smiling again, they're happy because she has shown them that it's possible to rebuild after hardship. She has shown that even when doors close, new ones will eventually open, and those new doors can lead to something even better than what was lost. That's exactly what makes this moment feel like such a victory. Melody is not just surviving anymore, she's thriving. For years, fans have been rooting for her happiness, hoping she would find stability and peace after everything she endured. And now, as she embraces this new phase, it's clear that she has unlocked something far deeper than surface-level joy. This is about fulfillment. This is about self-love. This is about choosing to walk into a future that is not defined by past pain but by new beginnings. And that's what makes her story so relatable to so many people. Everyone knows what it feels like to go through tough seasons in life, but not everyone knows what it feels like to come out stronger. Melody is showing exactly what that looks like. Her confidence has never been brighter. Whether it's in her professional life, her family life, or just the way she carries herself, Melody is radiating a new kind of energy. It's the type of energy that comes from healing, from letting go of the past, and from believing in the possibilities of the future. This glow is what fans are noticing most. They aren't just seeing her smile, they're seeing her spirit shine in a way that feels renewed. And that, more than anything, is why her supporters are calling this a brand new chapter of joy. It's not just about what she's doing, it's about how she's doing it. The grace, the dignity, and the positivity Melody exudes right now is something that people are gravitating toward. They see her as a woman who has taken control of her narrative, rewritten her story, and refused to let negativity define her. And in today's world, that's something worth celebrating. Her life is a reminder that even in the face of heartbreak, betrayal, or disappointment, joy can still find its way in. What makes this chapter even more powerful is the fact that it feels earned. Melody didn't stumble into happiness by chance, she worked for it. She made tough decisions, she protected her peace, and she set boundaries that allowed her to heal and grow. These are the kinds of choices that aren't always easy, especially when you're in the public eye. But Melody proved that putting yourself first is not selfish, it's necessary. And now, she's reaping the benefits of those hard choices. Fans online are sharing how much they relate to Melody's journey. Many women are expressing how her story mirrors their own experiences of rebuilding after loss, betrayal, or struggle. They see her as a role model, someone who proves that joy is possible even when it feels out of reach. And this connection is what has kept her supporters so loyal throughout the years. They don't just see her as a public figure, they see her as someone who represents hope, strength, and resilience. It's also worth noting how Melody's joy is impacting those closest to her. Her children, for instance, are growing up seeing their mother not just surviving but thriving. That kind of example leaves a lasting impression. It shows them the importance of strength, perseverance, and choosing happiness even when life doesn't go as planned. For Melody, that's one of the biggest victories of all, knowing that her joy isn't just for her, but also for the next generation she's raising. This new chapter is also opening doors professionally. When you're in a place of peace and happiness, it shows in your work. Melody's projects, businesses, and creative endeavors are all benefiting from this renewed energy. She's able to pour into her passions with a clear mind and an open heart, which only leads to greater success. Fans are excited to see where this new wave of positivity will take her, and many believe this is just the beginning of even bigger things for Melody. The love and support she's receiving right now is proof of the impact she's had on people's lives. It's not just about fans watching from the sidelines, it's about them feeling connected to her story. They see their own struggles reflected in her journey, and they see their own potential victories in her wins. That's why so many people are celebrating this chapter of joy with her. It feels personal, like a collective victory for everyone who has ever been through something difficult and come out stronger. Melody's glow-up is not just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and mental. She has done the inner work, and it's showing on the outside. Fans are commenting on how peaceful she looks, how confident she seems, and how authentic her happiness feels. And that authenticity is what makes this moment so powerful. This isn't a mask or a performance, this is real joy. And when you see someone experiencing that after so much struggle, it's impossible not to cheer them on. As Melody steps into this new chapter, it's clear that she's not just living, she's thriving. She's unlocking levels of happiness and fulfillment that many people dream of, and she's doing it with grace and style. Her story is a reminder that no matter how dark things may seem, there is always light ahead. And right now, that light is shining brightly on Melody Shari. When people talk about Melody Shari right now, the word that keeps coming up is joy. It's not just happiness in passing, not just a momentary smile for the cameras, it's a deep, fulfilling, and life-changing joy that radiates from the inside out. This is the kind of joy that can't be faked, the kind that arrives only after years of endurance, reflection, and personal growth. For her supporters, watching Melody embrace this season feels like witnessing a victory that has been long in the making. It's important to remember that joy and peace don't just appear out of nowhere. They are cultivated through choices, through healing, and through deciding not to let the past have power over the present. Melody has made those choices time and time again. When life threw obstacles her way, she didn't stay down, she stood back up. When negativity surrounded her, she pushed through with determination. And when others doubted her ability to rise again, she proved them wrong with grace and confidence. This new chapter is proof that all of those decisions have paid off. Fans often point out that Melody's story mirrors a universal truth: sometimes, we have to go through pain to truly appreciate joy. Without challenges, we don't always recognize the beauty of peace when it arrives. Melody's journey is a clear example of this. She's been tested, she's been hurt, and she's been through circumstances that could have broken her spirit. But instead of breaking, she rebuilt. And now that she's walking in joy, it feels more powerful than it would have if life had been easy all along. What stands out about Melody's transformation is how authentic it feels. In the world of social media, where people often present polished versions of themselves, Melody's glow doesn't feel manufactured. It feels earned. It feels real. You can tell from the way she carries herself, the confidence in her voice, and the genuine nature of her smile that this happiness is not for show, it's deeply rooted in her spirit. And that's why fans are connecting with it so strongly. They trust what they see because they know the struggle it took to get there. Social platforms are full of comments from fans celebrating Melody's new chapter. People are leaving messages about how inspired they are, how much they admire her strength, and how they feel motivated to seek joy in their own lives because of her example. Some fans even share personal testimonies, explaining how watching Melody's journey has given them courage to leave toxic situations, to heal from heartbreak, or to pursue their own dreams. This is the ripple effect of Melody's story. It doesn't just impact her, it impacts everyone who's watching. This connection between Melody and her audience has been building for years. From the moment she appeared on television, people could see that she was more than just a personality, she was someone relatable, someone real. They saw her struggles play out in ways that mirrored their own experiences, and they admired how she handled herself with dignity, even in the hardest of moments. Now that she's walking in joy, it feels like her audience is walking with her, celebrating not just from the sidelines, but as part of her extended family. Melody's current glow also speaks to the power of healing. True joy can't exist without healing from the past, and that's exactly what she's done. She's taken the time to work on herself, to reflect, and to grow beyond the pain she once carried. That process isn't easy, and it's not quick. Healing requires patience, honesty, and self-love. Melody has shown all of those qualities in her journey, and the results are clear to see. She is free, she is light, and she is stepping fully into her purpose. One of the most beautiful aspects of this chapter is how Melody's joy extends beyond herself. It's not just about her feeling good, it's about her being able to pour positivity into everything around her. Whether it's her children, her projects, or her interactions with fans, that inner glow shines outward. People feel it when she speaks, when she posts online, and when she appears in public. It's contagious. When you see someone truly happy, it makes you want to tap into your own joy too. That's the effect Melody is having right now. For her children especially, this is an incredible example. They are watching their mother choose joy after hardship, and that's a powerful lesson for them to carry into their own lives. They see firsthand that even when things fall apart, it's possible to rebuild something even better. They see that joy isn't dependent on circumstances, it's a choice, a mindset, and a way of life. For Melody, knowing that her happiness is shaping her children's outlook on life is one of the greatest rewards of all. Professionally, this joy is translating into new opportunities. When you are in a place of peace, you attract success. People want to work with you, doors start to open, and creativity flows more easily. Fans are excited to see how Melody's career will continue to flourish during this season. Whether it's through her entrepreneurial ventures, her media presence, or new projects she may take on, there's no doubt that her renewed energy will lead to even greater achievements. And the best part is, she'll be able to enjoy those successes fully because she's in such a healthy place mentally and emotionally. What makes this moment even more inspiring is how Melody balances strength with grace. It's not just about achieving success, it's about how she achieves it. She doesn't allow negativity to drag her down, and she doesn't let past pain define her. Instead, she walks forward with dignity, focusing on the future rather than the past. This balance of resilience and elegance is rare, and it's one of the many reasons fans admire her so deeply. She proves that it's possible to be both strong and graceful, both determined and kind. The symbolism of unlocking a new chapter resonates strongly with her supporters. Everyone knows what it feels like to turn a page in life, to leave something behind and step into something new. For Melody, this unlocked chapter represents freedom. It represents release. It represents the kind of joy that comes when you no longer carry the weight of old burdens. And her fans are celebrating this with her because they understand how powerful it feels to step into that kind of season. Fans often describe Melody as a beacon of hope. In a world where so many people are struggling with personal battles, her story is a reminder that better days can come. It doesn't matter how hard things get, there's always the possibility of renewal, always the chance for joy. That's why her supporters feel so emotionally invested in her journey. They don't just admire her, they feel inspired by her. And right now, as she shines in this joyful new chapter, they feel like they're shining too. This is also a reminder of the importance of resilience. Life will always come with challenges, but resilience is what determines whether we stay down or rise again. Melody has shown incredible resilience, and now she's reaping the rewards. Fans see her resilience as a model for their own lives, encouraging them to keep pushing forward no matter what obstacles they face. And that's part of why this moment feels so collective. It's not just Melody's win, it's everyone's win. The celebration of her joy also highlights the power of community. Melody's fans have stood by her side through the highs and the lows. They've encouraged her when things were tough, and now they're cheering louder than ever as she thrives. This mutual relationship is part of what makes her story so impactful. It's not just about one woman's journey, it's about the connection between her and the people who believe in her. Together, they've created a story of resilience, hope, and triumph that inspires far beyond her immediate circle. Right now, Melody Shari is living proof that joy is possible after pain, and that happiness can bloom even in the places where sadness once lived. Her life is a testimony to the power of perseverance and the beauty of new beginnings. And for her fans, this is exactly the inspiration they need. They are watching her unlock this chapter with pride, knowing that her glow is not only hers, it's something she shares with everyone who's been touched by her story. Every season of life teaches us something, and for Melody Shari, the lessons of her past have prepared her for this very moment. The struggles, the setbacks, and the disappointments were not wasted. Instead, they became stepping stones, each one shaping her into the woman she is today. Now that she has unlocked this new chapter of joy, it's clear that every hardship had a purpose. Fans often say that watching Melody now is like watching someone step into their destiny, and it's a powerful thing to witness. What makes this chapter feel so profound is that Melody isn't just happy, she's fulfilled. Happiness can be temporary, tied to circumstances, but fulfillment is deeper. It comes from within, from knowing who you are, from living in alignment with your values, and from refusing to let negativity control your story. Melody has reached that place. Her joy isn't dependent on anyone else, and it's not easily shaken. It's rooted in her growth, her healing, and her determination to create a life filled with peace and purpose. This authenticity is what fans admire most. So often, public figures present a polished image that doesn't reflect reality. But with Melody, what you see is real. When she smiles, it's not forced. When she speaks about her journey, her words come from a genuine place. And when she shares moments of joy, people can tell it's not just for show, it's her truth. That's why her supporters connect with her so deeply. They know they're not just watching a persona, they're witnessing a real woman who has overcome real struggles. It's also inspiring to see how Melody has redefined success for herself. Success isn't just about financial gain or public recognition, it's about living a life that makes you feel whole. Melody has built businesses, pursued passions, and created opportunities, but what makes her truly successful right now is the fact that she's living with peace and joy. That's a success that money can't buy, and it's a success that fans believe she's earned through years of resilience. In many ways, this new chapter is a reward for Melody's perseverance. Life tested her in countless ways, but she never gave up on herself. Even when situations seemed overwhelming, she kept pushing forward. That persistence is why she's now experiencing the kind of joy that feels unshakable. Fans recognize this, and they celebrate it because they know how hard she worked to get here. They've seen the tears, the struggles, and the sacrifices, and that makes her current glow even brighter. Social media continues to be flooded with love for Melody. Supporters are posting about how happy they are to see her thriving, using words like queen, inspiration, and warrior to describe her. Many express how proud they feel, almost as if they're family members cheering her on. That sense of closeness is part of what makes Melody's journey so unique. Her fans don't just watch from a distance, they feel like they're part of her story. Celebrating each victory as if it were their own, this outpouring of support also shows how much Melody has touched people's lives. Her strength, her honesty, and her resilience have made a difference for so many who look up to her. She's not just a public figure, she's a role model, someone who proves that it's possible to come out stronger after hardship. Fans share how her journey has encouraged them to take control of their own lives, to set boundaries, and to choose joy no matter what. That's the kind of influence that lasts far beyond television or social media. One of the most powerful parts of Melody's glow up is how it demonstrates the importance of self-love. She has shown that before you can truly experience joy, you have to love yourself enough to protect your peace. That means letting go of toxic environments, walking away from negativity, and believing that you deserve better. Melody has done all of that, and the result is a life that reflects her self-worth. Her fans see this, and it inspires them to prioritize their own self-love journeys as well. This chapter is also a lesson in boundaries. Melody has made it clear that her peace is non-negotiable. She's careful about who she allows into her space and what she gives her energy to. That kind of discipline is necessary when you're rebuilding your life, and it's a big reason why her joy feels so authentic now. By protecting her energy, she's created a space where positivity can flourish. And fans are learning from that example, seeing firsthand how boundaries can lead to freedom. As Melody moves forward, her joy is creating momentum in every area of her life. Opportunities seem to multiply when you're in alignment with yourself, and that's exactly what's happening for her now. Whether it's new business ventures, media appearances, or creative projects, fans believe the best is yet to come. They see this chapter not as a conclusion, but as the beginning of something even greater. Melody has unlocked joy, and with it, she has unlocked unlimited potential for the future. Her story also reminds us that healing is not a straight path. There were probably days when Melody felt like joy was out of reach, moments when the pain seemed too heavy. But she kept going. She allowed herself to feel, to process, and to grow. That's why this season of joy feels so powerful. It's not the result of ignoring pain, but of working through it. That kind of healing is real, and it's lasting. Fans see this and are reminded that even when life feels dark, there is always hope for brighter days. In addition to her personal growth, Melody's joy is influencing how people see resilience. She has become an example of what it looks like to turn pain into power, to transform struggles into strength. Her supporters look at her and see proof that resilience pays off. That message is especially important in today's world, where so many people are dealing with challenges of their own. Melody's story tells them that no matter what they're facing, joy is still possible. Her glow is not just about her, it's about everyone who needs a reminder that joy can return. Fans who may be going through heartbreak, loss, or disappointment can look at Melody and see that the story doesn't end there. Life can turn around. Happiness can come back. And not just any happiness, but a deeper, more fulfilling joy that's rooted in self-love and peace. That's the message her story sends, and it's why people are celebrating her so passionately right now. Another remarkable aspect of Melody's journey is how she balances her roles as a mother, a businesswoman, and a public figure, all while maintaining her joy. It's not easy to juggle so many responsibilities, but Melody shows that it's possible when you prioritize peace and set boundaries. Her children see a mother who is strong and joyful, her fans see a role model who is authentic, and her business partners see someone who is focused and determined. This balance is part of what makes her story so inspiring. Her ability to inspire also comes from her transparency. Melody hasn't hidden her struggles, she's shared them openly, allowing people to see both the highs and the lows. That honesty has built trust with her audience. They know that when she speaks from experience. They know that when she smiles now, it's because she has truly earned that smile. And they know that her journey is proof that joy is possible after hardship. That transparency makes her glow even more meaningful. As Melody continues to unlock joy, her future looks brighter than ever. Fans are already imagining the possibilities, new projects, bigger opportunities, and even greater levels of success. But what excites them most is not what she achieves, but how she lives. They love seeing her at peace, living authentically, and embracing her happiness. For them, that's the greatest success of all. It's not about fame or money, it's about fulfillment. And Melody has found it right now. Melody's story is more than just a personal journey, it's a movement. It's inspiring people everywhere to believe in new beginnings, to protect their peace, and to choose joy no matter what. It's showing that no matter how tough life gets, there's always a way forward. And it's proving that joy is worth fighting for. Fans are not just watching her, they're walking alongside her, celebrating every step she takes in this new Melody. Shari's journey has never been just about surviving the storm, it has always been about learning to thrive after the storm has passed. And in this new season of her life, she seems determined to rewrite her own narrative in the boldest way possible. What makes this chapter so beautiful is that it isn't defined by heartbreak, betrayal, or struggle. Instead, it's defined by peace, clarity, and fulfillment. For years, Melody carried the weight of proving herself. She wanted to prove that she could succeed in business, prove that she could be a great mother, prove that she could overcome betrayal, and prove that she could stand on her own 2 feet even when the world doubted her. And guess what? She did all of that. She exceeded expectations. She didn't just prove her worth, she shattered every limitation that people tried to place on her. But now, Melody doesn't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. She is living in a space where her joy is self-defined. Her success is not measured by the approval of others but by the inner peace she feels when she wakes up each morning. That, in itself, is revolutionary. Fans have noticed a big shift in her energy, too. They see how light she looks in her photos, how vibrant she sounds in her interviews, and how carefree she seems when interacting with her children. One fan even commented, "This is the happiest I've seen Melody in years." You can see the glow on her face, it's not just makeup, it's genuine joy. And when someone's happiness is so real that it can be felt through a screen, that's when you know it's authentic. Another important layer to this new chapter is how Melody has handled forgiveness. Forgiveness, of course, doesn't mean forgetting what happened or excusing wrongdoings. For Melody, forgiveness has meant releasing herself from the prison of resentment. She has chosen not to carry bitterness in her heart, because she knows that bitterness only weighs a person down. Instead, she's focusing on gratitude for her children, her opportunities, her supporters, and her faith. Her fans admire that so much, because forgiveness isn't easy. It's a daily choice, and sometimes it feels like the hardest one to make. But Melody shows that forgiveness isn't for the person who hurt you, it's for yourself. By letting go of grudges, she has created more room for peace, creativity, and joy in her life. It's also inspiring to see how she has turned her experiences into a source of motivation for others. Melody doesn't just celebrate her wins quietly, she shares her journey openly so that other women, and even men, can see what it looks like to rebuild a life after devastation. Whether she's speaking at events, posting on social media, or sharing little glimpses of her day-to-day routine, Melody continues to encourage her supporters to embrace their own healing process, and the fans can't get enough of it. They're not just watching her for entertainment, they're learning from her resilience. Many say that seeing Melody thrive has motivated them to make changes in their own lives, whether that's walking away from toxic relationships, starting new businesses, or simply choosing happiness over chaos. In many ways, Melody has become more than just a reality star, she's become a role model for perseverance. Of course, this chapter of joy isn't without its challenges. Life is never perfect, and Melody is the first to admit that. She still faces struggles as a single mother, still has to navigate complicated co-parenting dynamics, and still deals with the pressures of fame. But the difference is how she responds to these challenges now. Instead of letting them consume her, she approaches them with wisdom and balance. She doesn't allow negativity to dim her light. This is exactly why fans continue to root for her. They know that her story represents hope, the kind of hope that says, yes, you may fall, but you can rise again. Yes, you may be broken, but you can rebuild stronger. And yes, your past may hurt, but it doesn't have to define your future. Melody Shari is living proof of that truth, and perhaps the most beautiful part of this chapter is that it feels like the beginning of something even bigger. Fans are wondering, what's next for Melody? Could it be new projects, new love, or maybe even new opportunities to inspire the world? Whatever it is, one thing is certain, Melody is ready for it. She is stepping boldly into her future, not with fear, but with confidence. Her journey reminds us all that joy is not something you stumble upon, it's something you cultivate. And Melody has cultivated it with grace, determination, and a heart that refuses to give up. That's why fans are not just celebrating her happiness from the sidelines.